welcome back to the end of my countdown. We have made it, y'all, to number fucking one, and it's no one other. Y'all know who he is, man. Born from Akron, Ohio. Gloria James' son, Lebron James. Go James! I'm bullshitting. But yeah, man, LeBron James is my number one player of all time. I mean, how can I start this off, man? The truth of the matter is, I didn't, when LeBron James came into the NBA, was coming into the NBA, I wasn't one of those who was like, okay, he's going to instantly be great. Um, I didn't, I don't, these phenoms that we have in these sports that we always end up having every now and again, they always seem to not, in the eyes of the public, you know, be what everyone thought they were going to be. I remember Freddie Adu, the soccer player, Michelle Wee, the golfer. These prodigies, right? So when LeBron James came into the league, I was like, okay, high school basketball player. I'm not gonna put too much stock into it. I watched a couple of his high school games. Like, okay, this dude, he got skill. You know what I mean? Obviously, I didn't know how good he was gonna be. Anybody who knows anything about the '03 draft knows that Dwayne Wade was my guy. He's been my guy, my favorite player of that draft. Um, he was the guy that I wanted as a Miami Heat fan. He was the guy that I targeted because I watched that Final Four run he had with Marquette. He was the guy that I was like, okay, we need Dwayne Wade. I've only seen maybe half a season of his basketball, but we need Dwayne Wade. So they got Dwayne Wade. So the Heat, see, when that season started, it was more like Melo and LeBron. That was the games, the highlighted games. But as a Heat fan, I would watch. The first few seasons, I would watch the Cavs and the Heat a lot, and I would see LeBron like every time. Like, I'm a little hating on the side, like, this motherfucker too good. Like, okay, D Wade get buckets, and then here comes LeBron. Like, this motherfucker too good. I'm hating on the side. You know what I'm saying? Just started watching, zeroing in on him a little bit more, and I really just started watching him, man. That playoff run they had against the Pistons is what really got me. I was like, oh, he's like, this motherfucker's legit. And then 22 years old, leading the team to the finals, that was incredible in itself. Dwayne Wade had won a title in '06 already. But, we had Shaq. And you know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. LeBron had some decent players. He didn't have anybody that was, I mean, come on. Like, do you remember those? Boobie Gibson? Like, he made Boobie Gibson. Yeah, Ilgauskas was all right. I was a fan of Ilgauskas. I love big men who can shoot. Verjao. Was it no, it wasn't Verjao. It was Drew Gooden. Then you had again, you had those guys. I have a blank. Man, I have a blank in my head. Think about that team because it was a bunch of really just nobody. You know what I'm saying? But his ability was just like you just seen it, right? You just knew how good this dude was. When he came to Miami, and I had to watch him. I got to watch him every single night. Oh boy. I said, oh, okay. This dude is different. Like, offense, defense, everything you need him to do. He is special. And then he started to pull it all together, man. I was highly disappointed, and not just LeBron. To be honest with you, I didn't really think about this too recently. I wasn't really so much disappointed in LeBron in the 2011 finals. I was disappointed in the Heat as a team because I watched that. I don't just throw numbers out like everybody do. Well, his average and all that other shit. I don't just. I watched the games, and they did not look. They did not look comfortable. You know what I mean? They didn't look like. They didn't look like they knew what they were going to do when the game wasn't a track meet, right? And that was that problem. That if anybody remembers that season, they had a problem closing games because it was all about who was going to D Wade, LeBron, who was going to do this. And LeBron, they want to step on toes, and you could just see it. You could see it. Like, all right, somebody just got to be that guy and say fuck the bullshit. But they was learning to be great teammates, and then eventually you see it. 2 in a row. The last one they lost to the Spurs. Still don't understand how the Spurs hit that many fucking threes in a series. And then bum ass Danny Green decides to go everywhere else and not make a fucking 3-pointer. But whatever, whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone. But here is LeBron GOAT James's resume: 4-time champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 4 times regular season MVP. He's been to the finals 10 times, 10 out of his 19 seasons. He's the only player to average 25 in 18 straight seasons. People go, well, he's not the greatest scorer of all time. Well, he's about to become the greatest scorer of all time. He's about to pass Kareem. Now I get what people say. If you ask me who I think has the biggest bag of any scorer in NBA history, I will say KD. I think Kevin Durant has no offensive flaw whatsoever. And the fact that he can shoot from range, KD is probably the greatest offensive player to me. That his bag is crazy. But we're going to keep talking about LeBron James here. Most points in the playoffs. Okay, 18-time All-Star, 13-time All NBA First Team, 5-time All Defensive First Team, 2020 assist leader. 2020. I'm not talking about years ago. I'm talking about 2020. Dude, what's 36? Come on, man. The only player in history. You know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna do it like this. Put this down. I'm gonna do it like this. LeBron GOAT James. Okay. He is the only player in history to record at least 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. No other player has at least 9,000 rebounds and 9,000 assists, regardless of points. Okay, let's go to the next one. Only player in NBA history to post at least 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists, and 100 steals in 4 consecutive seasons. Only player in NBA history to post at least 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists, and 100 steals in a single season for at least 8 seasons. Only player in NBA history to post at least 2,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 500 assists in a single season for at least 8 seasons. Oh my god. Only player in NBA history to average at least 25 and 18 consecutive. Told you guys that. It's gonna be 19, I think. Well, yeah, it's gonna be 19. Only player in NBA history to be in the top 5 in points, top 10 in assists, and top 10 in steals. Now he's gonna be number 1, and he's gonna be the number 1 leading scorer. He's gonna be in the top 4, top 3. He's gonna be in top 4. He might be in the. I'm gonna go and say he's gonna be in the top 3. He's already gonna be in the top 4. He's gonna be in the top 3 in assists, right? So how how are you the all-time leading scorer, and you're top 3 in assists, top 3, top 4 in assists? The motherfucker's different, man. I keep trying to tell y'all this shit. Only player in NBA history to have at least 10,000 rebounds and 10,000 assists. 1 or 2 players to win 4 most valuable players in the span of 5 years. MVPs, regular season MVPs, by the way. 1 of 2 players to ever win MVP. 2 MVPs from 2 different franchises. Kareem being the other guy. Listen, I can keep going. I can keep going on and on and on, man. But I don't feel like listing out the accomplishments. Now somebody's gonna go and say, well, he's gonna have the most accomplished, probably the most accomplished NBA career. Honestly, the 2 3 peats that Jordan had were 6 of the greatest seasons the NBA's ever seen. Nobody can deny that. But for for me, the totality of his game, from the moment he walked into the NBA, he had the ball in his hands every year. He's led his team in assists every single season. He's made the decisions for his team every single year, straight out of high school. Right? And not only that, he had the burden of guarding 1 through 5, and he had to be the team's leading scorer for them to have a chance. Like, you put all that plate onto one guy, and it's, come on, man. Nobody that has all that on their plate is going to last 20 fucking seasons. LeBron James is about to play 20 seasons in the NBA. Right? You put that on somebody else, they're not, no way are they making it to 20 years. No way, no how. We all, God rest his peace. God rest his soul. He's on my list. You guys know Bean. I love Kobe Bryant. But look how Kobe Bryant's career ended. His body broke down. For years, he kept trying to carry the Lakers on his back. His body just gave up. LeBron has injuries the last few years, but he's averaged 30 last year. 30! Could have easily been the leading scorer in the NBA last year. You know, I mean, team's losing. No point for me to keep playing. I'll sit out the rest of the games. I'm not going to do that. Come on, man. LeBron James, to me, is the best all-around basketball player has ever lived. You guys can... you know what's funny is I've heard legends, Magic Johnson being one of them. Legends. Magic, my favorite player of all time, man. Legends say LeBron James is the best all-around basketball player that's ever played. But then they go in the next breath and go, Jordan's the greatest player I've ever lived. No disrespect to y'all opinion. No disrespect. But then you just say somebody was the best all-around basketball player ever. LeBron James, my #1 player in NBA history. GOAT James, my dog.